Well, good morning, Diet Rebel Scum and Diet Rebel Scum Curious. Diet Rebel Scum being those of us who have said to hell with the government recommended food pyramid, the standard American diet, also known as SAD diet. We've said to hell with that, and we do not avoid fat and protein, meat. We eat lots of red meat, lots of fat. We believe it is the stuff of life, not sugar, and things that turn immediately to sugar. So here's another Accountability Buddy check-in. The last couple of days has been very good. Now, there was one slightly egregious, and these are egregious. I know I mention them now and then, but it's not like eating a donut. But I did have a beer 2 days ago. Yes, 2 days ago. I did stop on my way home. I was riding my electric to and from work that day, and I tend to, on my way home, I always get, not always, but more often than not, I stop at my favorite brewery because it's right on the river trail here in Oklahoma City. You just go along and there it is. I'm kind of like just a 1 minute away from it. So anyway, typically it's like on Tuesdays if I ride my bicycle to work, or my now electric, so I'm not even pedaling, I'm just cruising along. I will stop and have one beer, and actually, and I made a mistake. Usually it is one. It's usually like a little half pour of a fine brew. Usually an IPA. Actually, it's always an IPA now. That's kind of like my main taste in beer is IPAs. So I did drink equivalent to 2 full pours on my way home, but that was, I believe, the only carbs I had that day, and that was on Tuesday. So today's Thursday. I had no carbs yesterday except for the lactose in whole milk. That was it. I made myself my homemade latte. I think I did two. Actually, I did 2 of them, so I probably had equivalent about 2 cups of whole milk is what I had yesterday. So that was my carbs for yesterday. Today, now I want to discuss like a little dilemma. So I ran this morning, and so I'm in this is my running tank top. So I rode my electric to the bakery where we meet at to run early in the morning at 5:30 a.m. and I ran 4.3. I think it was maybe 4.4. I forgot what the result was. I don't talk about my running enough on here because that's really my goal. I'm trying to, I have this dream of breaking 3 hours in the marathon, and because I've never done it. I've been close twice. I've run a 3:02 and some change twice, and I think I was in my either early 40s or maybe my late 30s when I did that, and I'm 53 now. So a guy can dream, can't he? So I'm nowhere near that right now. I'm 4-hour marathon shape. Not very good for me according to my past, So, but anyway, so this morning I tried to pick up the pace. I would really like my next marathon, which is going to be this November, is the one I'm kind of scheduled for. Although I haven't committed anything yet, but I'm a last minute entry kind of guy. Salina, Kansas is where that marathon's going to be, but I ran it last year. I would like to average 8 minutes and 40. I'd like to average 8:40 per mile. This morning's run, I pushed it a bit and averaged 8. I think it was somewhere there, 8:40 or 8:34 or something like that per mile. I really need to check that stuff before I start these videos because that's really embarrassing. But it was like in that range, 8:40 per mile. When usually a lot of my 4-mile runs with my running partners, they're kind of in the more 9-minute per mile range, maybe just a little under 9. But this time I really pressed in a little bit. So average heart rate was 147, I believe. So I'm trying to get a little faster without the heart rate going up. So that's kind of like the gauge on if you're getting in better shape, But the dilemma that I have whenever I meet this group with these people, it's now Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. we always meet at this bakery and we go in for coffee after. Now I'm good at avoiding the carbs. I never go in and order a freaking bagel or anything. Those days are long gone. I have not done that. And you know, since I've started this channel and been doing these Accountabilibuddy check-ins, I haven't had one bite of ice cream. I don't remember it anyway. I'm pretty damn sure I did not take one little ice cream, even a bite, even a little tester. I don't think I've had any ice cream since I've started that. And it was the ice cream that was my downfall, big downfall. I mean, binge. So no, I haven't done that. And if I ever have to admit to that on this channel, I'm gonna be, if I had a tail, it would be tucked between my legs the day I have to admit to you that I did an ice cream binge. But one thing I would like to get rid of is my bad coffee habit, because I drink too much coffee. And when we go there, here's the dilemma. When we go in, or we get done running, we're all sweaty and we feel good. We're wanting to reward ourselves, you know, to go in and I love, they make good coffee there. What I usually get is this. I just get their large to-go cup of coffee. Now this is damn near $5. And I go in and I get a little bit and I sip it while we talk about our run and whatever. And then I go back before I leave and then I top it off. So it's a pretty big dose of caffeine, but all I do is a splash of half and half and it's just straight coffee. Now, that's a good low carb start of the day and a big jolt, but it's a big jolt of caffeine. Now, on the flip side, I can go in and say, you know what, I don't want all this caffeine. How about a chai latte? Or like a vanilla latte. And then I get it for there, not a to-go, you know, and I wouldn't cheat and order a latte to go and then drink it there and then go get a cup of coffee also. I think that's cheating. I don't think that, technically I think that would be stealing. I'm not sure what the rules are, but anyway, I wouldn't do that. But when I do go in and get the sugar drink, the vanilla latte or a chai latte, oh, they're so yummy, and they're in a nice ceramic cup, and they do the latte art. They don't do it on the chai, but they do it on the you know, if you order the coffee version lattes. But anyway, that's my dilemma. It's like I go in, I get one or the other. I either get the plain drip coffee, and it's in a big urn. You know, you go and you self-serve that. So I'm like either low carb, high caffeine, or I'm not as high caffeine, but kind of a high carb, blatant sugar cheat. And I don't want to order decaf. I don't want to pay like $6 for a decaf latte. I'm not that kind of. I do drink decaf coffee, but it's instant. I get these hippie water processed instant coffees. Mount Hagen is I think it's a German. Sounds German anyway. I've got one in the jars here. Now this is the non-caffeine free, so I get both. It's Mount Hagen organic fair trade instant coffee, and it actually tastes pretty damn good for instant coffee. So when I need a little bit of coffee here, instead of going down and getting the drip coffee, which is free to us employees here, which is tempting, I can easily hurt my stomach and get too damn much caffeine in the morning when I do that. So I've been avoiding that, and I'll just get do a teaspoon and a half of this instant, which it never seems to pep me up as bad, you know, like, so I think instant coffee, I don't know, maybe the caffeine's burned out of it or something, or dehydrated out of it, however in the processing, I don't know. Someday I'll have to look up, see if there's as much caffeine in instant coffee as there is like a fresh ground drip. But anyway, that's something I'm fighting. Oh, and I've been replacing some of my caffeine in the afternoon, so I'm still starting with coffee, and I can still, you know, I'm talking a little faster this morning. I can really feel it. I'm hoping to make this coffee the last. So I just reheated the last of it and put it in this steel, it's not ceramic, this steel vacuum insulated cup to keep it hot so I don't feel like I'm having to drink it as fast because it's going to get cold. So that's one way I kind of take the bakery coffee and stretch it out. I try to not drink it all so freaking fast, you know, and so I'm wanting to refill real quick. So I do have some English breakfast tea that I brought to work. Where is it? Did I get it off the electronic? I think I did. I think it's in one of my bags here. So anyway, I brought some tea because I was out of it. So I've been brewing tea. Now tea doesn't have near the caffeine level that drip coffee has. I think I've looked it up a million times on the big www, and it's usually, they always say it's like half the caffeine. And it makes a difference because I don't have that bad crash. Like the caffeine, if I drink a lot of coffee in the morning, I get pepped up, I'm all like revved up, and then I have a bad crash because they say it's like an adrenaline rush. You're not really getting energy per se, like a good positive, just, oh, you're just making more energy, so you feel more lively. No, it's like a stress response. It's like a fight or flight thing. They say it's like a big hormone thing is what caffeine is doing to you. And so that's why you crash later, because it's, I don't know, some kind of adrenaline dump or something. Okay, I think that's it. I just wanted to talk about that dilemma. I'm still trying, so I'm trying to wean off the caffeine to be not so dependent on it, and while still having that nice, you know, cup of coffee in the morning, because I don't know if I'm ever gonna really fully get rid of the coffee. There's just something about it. Like I go to tea, but for some reason I've got, maybe it's a cultural thing. So it's all mental. It is all mental. I do not really need the caffeine. I can wean myself off of caffeine where I'm not dependent on it, but psychologically, that's a different story. So, okay, so today I have my hamburger cooking. Like I showed before in the crock pot, that's gonna be my lunch, 1 pound of beef and some grass-fed butter. And yeah, that's it. I shouldn't have any blatant cheat except for I will probably, if it's not like raining cats and dogs or something, I will probably stop by the brewery on my way home from work today because I'm on my electric and I will be passing right by it. So I'll probably stop in and have 1/2 pour of a fine IPA. All right, other than that, it's gonna be a good low carb day. All right, let's do it.